still looking at payment of wages or salaries in line with the provisions of the Labor Act. Just as you rightly said, which has led us to this over 1 hour conversation, and I'm actually enjoying this conversation. Number one, we've seen that salaries must be paid in legal tender. It can't be paid by substitutes. Give me products, give me land, give me car to do salary. No, salaries must be paid in legal tender. And two, salaries, when paid, you don't tell the employees when to spend this money, how to spend the money. That is none of your business, because that's why you are employing somebody who is above 18 years. He is mature and constitutionally empowered to determine how you want to spend this money. You can advise, you can suggest, you can bring financial expert to train, but he is absolutely in charge of his money. 3, you cannot pay my salary to a third party, except in the case of outsourcing. 4, my salary cannot be paid in tranches, except where you have issue of financial challenges, and it has to be disclosed that why we are paying these salaries is because we have issues, and it has to be agreed upon. So you cannot say, okay, I am going to pay you half of your salary, then except where you have disbursement policy. We are disbursing in tranches, but okay, we don't have money now. Okay, that is understandable, but you cannot say, yes, we'll pay you 1 week now. Later, my salary has to be paid in full. That's the provision of the law. And not only that, when you give a person loans, you cannot take more than 1/3 of that salary as deductibles. Why? When you deduct in excess, excuse me, the person will be financially, challenged, and the person will lose psychological balance to do the work. The person will lose emotional balance. He will lose concentration, and he will not be able to give his optimum performance to the job because he is financially unstable. So the essence of the loan is to cushion whatever challenge, maybe it's housing or health or whatever personal issue he wants to resolve with the financial support. Therefore, your deductions, it could even say, we have instances, people saying, because of the desperation, give me the loan, but deduct it one-off. You say no. So we say, you know what, deduct it in 2 installments. We will not do that. Why? You were only responding to the pressure. You are not looking at the aftermath. So when you give the person the loan and you deduct in huge, it is going to affect his performance. And in the end, he start looking for where to steal money or start looking for somewhere else to get money. And that minimizes his commitment and energy and enthusiasm and passion and energy to delivering the work. You don't want to affect his emotion. Don't forget, psychology is part of HR. The next thing, that you don't pay me salaries or pay salaries in places not approved. What are the places? You don't pay somebody salary in the bush. In the past, you pay cash. So you don't pay somebody huge cash. You expose it. When I was working with Academy Press in 2004, and then I remember we used to be paid in cash, or sometimes, some of us are paid, I think, wages, if I remember. And then some of us, when we are paid, we have ATM in Naira, so we collect from UBA. These area boys will lay us by Oshodi under bridge. They always target 26, 27, 28, 29, first, second, third, and they will collect our salaries. So these are issues. That's why when you are paying people, particularly in the factory or in the construction site, you don't pay cash again because you are going to expose them to danger, losses, theft, risk of carrying cash. So these are issues around the law. And when you are paying the salaries, you pay on agreed currency. So these are the provisions of the law with regards to payment of wage and salaries. And then the third one we brought at that time was the case of that you mentioned, which is the case of beneficiaries, which is important we sort it out. That the next of kin is not a beneficiary, except you have to explicitly state that my next of kin is also my beneficiary. In particular, when it comes to collection of my entitlement, it is important we also educate people on the completion of next of kin and the difference between next of kin and beneficiary and the implications of using whoever you choose to use. We are only educating them, advising them, supporting them, guiding them so that they will not make so many mistakes. So it is important to guide around all these things as HR, to support all these things as HR so that people can be well guided and supported when it comes to the